Hey everyone, welcome back. This video, I just want to bring evidence on why Bitcoin will likely outperform everything else in Q4 and when to identify when alt season comes back. So, just a recap, we did a market cycle pullback, mid-cycle pullback back in May, and we've been doing that for the past 2, 3 cycles. We did that September 2017, and we did that like August or summer of 2013. And usually, what happens right after is that Bitcoin's market cap absolutely dominates for the next like 3 or 4 months. So, proof of this is we're going to go over here Bitcoin dominance by market cap. And you could see that when we had the mid cycle pullback in the last cycle, September, Bitcoin did really, really well for around 2, 3 months. And so if I could just go a little bit more in detail. All right, so right here, pullback, pullback, and when everything else is down, Bitcoin did really well. So just go back over here, right? Same period, Bitcoin went down but shot straight up. Meanwhile, Ethereum, which was the other top contender, didn't really manage to do anything while Bitcoin was doing really good. And that's been pretty much a trend going back on ETH Bitcoin indicator, or not indicator, the index. So you could see that literally, this is not, I'm not cherry picking any piece of evidence. This is literally every single Q4 since Ethereum existed. It's underperformed during between like October, November, and December. So literally just to prove that right now, October. So basically, oh, I forgot. Basically, this chart, just to dumb it down, down means Ethereum is underperforming. Up means Ethereum is overperforming. So down means Bitcoin higher. Up means Ethereum higher. Okay. So you could see right here, Ethereum underperforms October, November, December. Ethereum underperforms October, November, December. Right here, this stretch. Ethereum underperforms once again October, November, December. It's almost as if like as soon as October hits, as soon as Q4 hits, Ethereum just takes a dive relative to Bitcoin. Then you can take another guess. Starting in October, it kind of tanked during 2018. Happened again, 2019, kind of. It was getting a little bit of momentum, but then it slowly fell during Q4. And it happened once again at 2020 at around October. The valuation was up here and then slowly slid down to over here. So we have a very, very strong historical pattern of Ethereum bleeding against Bitcoin during Q4. So a lot of people are saying that altcoin or alt season is gone and now is Bitcoin's time to shine. And there's, as I just shown you, there's a lot of good evidence for that. Okay, anyways, so that's pretty obvious. I mean, that's probably what's going to happen, just considering Bitcoin's tremendous momentum over the past 2, 3 weeks. It actually outperformed even my expectations. I didn't think we are going to go up to like 62K so soon. But so now the trick is, when do we know? Okay, so here's also the problem. We have this really, really good historical pattern of Ethereum bleeding against Bitcoin, but we see Ethereum making this super good wedge pattern. This is getting really tight against the 20 weekly moving average. This is the weekly chart, by the way. And if I was just drawing like a couple lines like this or whatever, it's a pretty good wedge, right? And it's pretty similar to whatever the heck we did over here in the last cycle. So it makes you really think. So on Twitter, I see a lot of people getting Ethereum calls, like Raoul Pal, and just looking at this chart, it's just like, yeah, no duh, But you look at the historical patterns the past, what was it, like 6 years, and then you just go, wait, but I'd rather have my money. So basically, I hope you realize that, or well, I shouldn't say something like that, but it's just if this goes down, that doesn't necessarily means Bitcoin goes up and Ethereum goes down. They could both be going up, but this bleeding would mean just that Bitcoin would go like 10% and Ethereum would go like 5%. So that's what this means. So, this kind of like, it's not, I don't think things are so binary. Yes, I do think Bitcoin will explode, but just looking at the charts here at Ethereum, it's just really hard to say that it's just going to start dropping just because it's Q4. Maybe it'll just stagnate a little bit. Maybe it won't do much for the next couple weeks, but I don't really know what exactly how to time this, but eventually Bitcoin's dominance will end and alt season will come back once again. And that's when you can see this giant parabolic move as you saw in Ethereum in the last cycle. And also, I'm very bullish on ADA just because if we look over here on the ADA Ethereum, you see that the 50 weekly moving average is extremely, extremely, extremely good. So like this entire chart in general is like really good. Triple top, the 50 moving average being very good support. I mean, this chart really revolves around like technicals. So just looking at this chart, you could see that, okay, maybe ADA will outperform ETH if it follows the pattern. And compared to Bitcoin, will ADA outperform Bitcoin following this, general trend? Well, actually, trend is broken, so never mind. But anyways, these are just questions I just like to raise. I'm just keeping in mind that, I understand that things look really bullish, but I think it'll be more bullish for Bitcoin. And I'm very open-minded that we could very much do a move like what we just did here, because these two look extremely similar. And also during this time, remember, September 2017 was when Bitcoin did the mid-cycle pullback, and in September was around the time when it started recovering. So literally, I don't know what's going to happen, but I do know right now is the time to get in Bitcoin, and sooner, maybe not too far away, but you might want to get into like Ethereum or ADA or altcoins. What else was I going to show? Okay, so the last thing is, so when is the market cycle top? And I am pretty adamant, mostly because I am on the side of lengthening cycles and diminishing returns. And if we see here, let me just try to make this way cleaner for you guys. Sorry, I should have done this before, but these lines are pretty much, this is the first cycle, yellow is the second cycle, this is the third cycle, and currently we're on the fourth cycle. And you could just tell that every single peak that we did, it gets lower, and the peak goes farther out to the right, meaning it takes longer and longer. And then this chart is based on the halving dates. So if we follow this pattern, we could see, I still expect it, because we have like 3 data points, so it's not bad. So we could definitely expect some sort of peak at like February or March. I think like June-ish, but definitely in 2022, not like December. December would be like right here, which, I suppose it would still go with the lengthening cycles theory, because December, like let's say like December 20th, it would still, the peak would still be longer than what it was in the last cycle, but not by very much, which historically is not very like accurate. So we'll see what happens, but overall, you probably want to get into crypto right now, and do not wait for it to fucking dip. Just DCA in, dollar cost average in every single paycheck. That's what I'm doing as when I go to my work. And literally every other Friday I get paid, you bet your ass I'll be buying Bitcoin, Ethereum, and ADA. So I hope you guys do the same, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.